Hey everybody, welcome back to the Corner Show. It's panel discussion time. I am in the middle of getting links out to everybody right now. Hold what you got. Um, magical link here. LOL. Okay, link there, link there. Let me see here. Where Tim, if you can make it, you are invited because I don't know anyone more quantum connected than you, bro. For real. Okay. Links are out. I think that's it. I know I heard my phone somewhere. Oh, okay. Links are out. Let me see, what was that? Okay. Paranormal Portal is on with Dave Scott. Okay. And if anybody is wondering, I don't have any issues with Dave Scott. Not at all. I don't have any issues with him. I never spoken to the man, so I don't have any issues with Dave Scott. I tend to let him do his thing and I do my thing and we just go about it. And welcome back to the panel, Tim. Thank you for coming on tonight, man.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
So
you were here quantum things been happening.
Yeah.
To you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
And it's obvious when you know what you're looking at, it's obvious, you know?
Yeah.
And I was not meant to fix the car today or last week because, well, last week, if I had fixed it, I wouldn't have had the great brakes of the other car and still the same attitude of gotta go faster, faster. But with not so great a brakes. Hey, I'm going to say hi to the chat room. Everybody's coming in. Samo, Intergalactic Wrangler is all over the place tonight. Bigfoot Michigan Rob is doing his show right now. So I went ahead and threw in, hey, how's it going? Nice catch, everybody. So Sarah's here. Tim, you're obviously here. Intergalactic Wrangler is in several places at once by multi-locating. Raven is here, has a link in your Facebook Messenger. Samo is back. Renee is back. Shout out, Renee. Got the coffee. That is one more few minutes to Bigfoot conference. That's what's going to happen. And we're all going to make it happen. Okay. And AliExpress is trying to sell me stuff. So I did find that intro for the Let's Go Check. Shall we look at it? That's you, Tim. Shall we look at it?
We shall.
We shall. Let me bring it back up.
Sorry, I was trying to pull up. Yeah.
I got you. Let me get it going here.
There we go. I was trying to pull up those comments in the background. Hi, Renee. Hi, Intergalactic Wrangler. Hello, Samo. Hello, Raven.
Hi.
Raven. Oh, Raven, you are in. That's not a black screen. That's a dark room.
That is a dark room. Yes. Yeah, I gotta fix this here.
Okay. Well, I was just about to play a video.
This is like. Let me see if there's like. Well, no. Let me get this. I have extension cords run everywhere, and the cat's just unplugged one of them.
The cat dimension video not transmitting.
Yeah. Hang on here a second. Let me mute myself in case after you yell at them, and I'll be right back.
This is what the cat dimension looks like when you're not on the same vibe as Raven. Okay. Let me see here. I'm going to go ahead. I don't know if the sound is going to make it, but there's not a whole lot of sound to this. So segment intro. No, there is no sound. Okay. Let's go see. I like it. I think it's pretty cool for a segment intro.
That's
What do y'all?
dope. I like it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. Shout out the unknown. Yeah, hey, did you see? I just played the clip that you made, the segment intro. If I had a produced show that was worth a damn, I would use it. I'm joking, y'all. Man, I'm trying. I'm doing something a little different with the coffee. I added cayenne and red pepper. Whoa. And hey, Lynn, welcome back to the Quantum Show panel.
Hello. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. I just showed this. I'm going to show it again because the unknown didn't get to see it. I'm going to go ahead and play it again. There is no audio to it, so this is the segment intro for the Let's Go See. When I get a wild hair, pick up the camera, hook it up correctly, and we go look. I'm going to be going looking for Bigfoot. I don't even care. I'm going to walk around Gatlinburg like a crazy person.
The Let's Go See segment.
Yep, the official, the debut of the Let's Go See
That's great.
actual thing. Now, I did the Let's Go See with the honeysuckle, but that wasn't everything. There's more. That
We got to get you a pair of them Zuckerberg glasses, the meta glasses that let you record things while you're walking around.
Yeah, those would be cool. I would love to have.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't have to remember, I need to record this.
Was that you, Lynn? Were you talking?
Yes.
I can barely. Are you on a different microphone? Bring your mic down a little.
Is it too loud?
It's too low. It sounds like you're talking very far away.
Is that better?
No, I think you have the wrong microphone selected.
Oh, fiddle. And he just locked out. All right. I will be back.
Okie doke.
I'm just going to leave and come back in.
Okay.
Right.
It's an easy fix. You can just, it's in your settings for audio. And you just go to all these things have, so I've got 4 microphones on this thing, and I don't even know which one is which. I just like hit the right one, hit them until I get the right one. This one, I got one here, one on the camera, one here, and one on the box for some reason.
Yeah,
but that's
I'm using the onboard camera tonight. I'm not liking it as much. It seems to cast a darker shadow across me, though.
Yeah, I that light that's to your right side is kind of washing you out a little bit.
That help?
Oh yeah, that does help. That helps a lot. Now the light on your left side is like balancing you real good. No, leave it.
Oh,
it's good.
Okay. Leave that one.
It's balancing real good. It's not.
Okay, good.
That one was washing out the other one. And it was like overpowering the other one. What did he say?
I'm getting beard compliments over there on the side.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude, that's a Bigfoot. You need the hat now. We need the Monster Hunter hat from Monster, the thing. Oh yeah, there it is.
It's
sorry about that. I know you heard that. I'm sorry. Well, looks like Cat Dimension is not letting Raven go for a minute, so we'll just wait for her to show back up. But yeah, man, I have had some quantum things happen in the past little while, and if I didn't have the sense that I got, I think I would have been in a much worse way than I am now. You know, if I wasn't paying attention. Like the tool breaking, the grease gun breaking for the fancy parts that I got. That is Like the time I went to that I went to a conference. I've told this story before. I went to a conference and I said, "Okay, it's time for me to go." But then, hey Lynn, let's check it out. Let's see, Lynn, sound check.
1, 2, 3.
You're still on a different microphone. Let me look at your audio settings, see what I can find.
Yeah, because I can't fix it.
It's not in your settings?
There's 4 different things on that setting, and damned if I know which one it is.
Okay, well, just go ahead, pick one, and we'll give you another sound check. Pick one of the other ones.
How about this one?
Perfect.
That
That's
one's
it.
great.
That's the one. Yes.
Okay. Well,
That's it.
all
That's
right.
the one. That's the headset mic. Perfect.
All
Can
right.
you still hear us okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, hooray for StreamYard and all of our various devices.
Really. Oh my gosh. This has been a wild week for me too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, what happened with you, Lynn?
well, my father-in-law is back in the hospital. He's still fighting what he's been fighting for the last 6 months. And of course, that's taken up a good bit of Storm's time. And well, on the bright side, I got a double dose on my medication this week, and I feel great. I haven't felt this good in years.
Well, that's good. You know what? I can say if you're a coffee drinker, throw some cayenne pepper in it. It sounds crazy, okay? Cayenne pepper and turmeric. It will put you in a great and even in a better mood. It sounds crazy, but
Oh, right.
I mean, I'm talking like a teaspoon of.
Yeah, we're
frickin-
not talking about for the whole pot, right?
No, we're talking about for 1 cup.
What are you
Turmeric,
trying to do?
teaspoon of turmeric, dash of red, dash of cayenne. You will be over the moon. Okay,
In the
was
bathroom for the rest of the day over the moon.
maybe, but
It's really good on,
a great
it's really
time.
good on potatoes too.
Go ahead. What's up, Tim?
I said it's really good on potatoes too.
I actually do I make my own seasoning blends because so often they have MSG in them. They're disguised under other natural flavors. It's MSG.
Right.
My ankle says so.
Mm.
And I use turmeric. I use black pepper, red pepper,
Right.
garlic.
Yeah, but coffee recipe, that stuff rocks. It is making me feel. And I didn't even put mushrooms in this one. I didn't know mushrooms this time.
You're feeling better, I hope.
Generally, no. Overall, no. I'm still kind of very low power. I do have all thrusters, but they're kind of like at 75%. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I've got a ways to go. My next appointment is in a month, and hopefully, if something gets discovered, they will call me. They called me yesterday and answered all my questions, even the irrational ones, and I was very happy about that because
you're not an irrational person. If you have a question, it's legit, and they know that.
Normally, but I haven't been. I know I've been going in there a lot, but I don't go enough to have a presence there. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Samo is. We're talking health foods now, I guess. A spoon of turmeric and warm milk is good for. Yeah, is really good
For upset stomach and everything else. Yes.
Yeah, that stuff is really good. And cacao is a superfood. Put that in your warm milk too.
Oh yeah.
Cacao. Oh man.
I like that. That's good.
And
I
if you
like, and the first thing in the morning, I make a bulletproof with MCT oil and a tablespoon of butter. No cream. Don't need no cream. Throw your
Okay.
boat motor in there and give it a couple of swishes and
boat motor.
you know, the frother thingy.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you what, I might drink that at 9 o'clock in the morning and not be hungry until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I mean, it's really good for speedy nutrition when you don't have a lot of time.
Mhm. We've got some animal kingdom wisdom coming in through Intergalactic Wrangler. He's saying Brussels sprouts are garbage lettuce or something.
I eat those. I love them.
Don't eat it.
I love them.
The animals told me.
Well, the animals know most things.
The animals, I trust the animals. And when my dog won't eat something, I'm not going to eat it either.
I give you what. I used to grow my own stuff, you know, and I can't grow for crap in desert Southwest.
Nah,
But I used to grow Brussels sprouts, peppers, cabbage, melons, you name it. I had a garden, and Brussels sprouts. I had a dog that loved to go out in the garden, and if I gave him something from one of the plants, he'd eat it. Now he wouldn't go get it himself. After he got into the Thai pepper plants and decided to take a pepper, and all I heard was "ow, ow, ow." Poor puppy. Had to give him milk. Get that straightened up.
Yeah. Well, Robot Jim is asking for, it seems to be asking for an update about the things under the pyramids. We still don't know. But it looks like some kind of it looks like the way a guitar is put together and a flute. How those two work together, I have no idea. But the bottom of it looks like a resonance chamber, and the rest of it looks like some kind of focusing chamber, like a flute or like a horn. I don't know. I'm stuck. Everybody is stuck.
No,
Mhm.
I'm thinking maybe too that sometimes these chambers were used for resonance. That is to say, for vibratory healing and provisioning and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
So I'm just wondering, you know, yeah, maybe it's, you know, a terrific chamber for maybe vibrational healing. So it's just surmising. But
Well,
there's a lot of things that look like that that's used for that very thing.
yeah. The people that have been there, I've not been there yet. It's on my bucket list. Talk about how when you sing a tone in there, how it just reverberates in your chest, and how it just the sound, and how it just
I've heard this.
how it's
Goes
just
around, yeah.
it's an amazing experience, just indescribably powerful. And if you got 30 people in there chanting or all
Yeah.
humming the same tune, I mean, just one person is really powerful in the echo and so forth. Can you imagine 30 people or 90 people?
I
all
can.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You know, gee, there's so many whistleblowers out there right now. You'd have to be more specific than that.
Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Nathan and Panel, your thoughts on the alleged electrical engineer whistleblower that came out on Reddit and gave some interesting information? Do you mean about the pyramids? Because I don't. I need a reference point for that. I don't recall an electrical engineer whistleblower.
I
And
just heard something about this today, and I haven't had a chance to take a look at it.
Yeah, Reddit is not one of my go-tos.
It's not.
So
It's iffy on the credit. You know, their credibility is kind of iffy.
right,
So,
but Reddit is not one of my go-tos because it's really hard to navigate Reddit, right? It's I just would rather just go get the highlights from somebody who's into it, like Red Panda Koala or
Oh yeah,
one
yeah,
of those guys.
yeah. True.
Yeah, I don't pay any attention to Reddit at all because every song and dance comes through there.
Yeah, that's true.
Here we go. This guy did it last week, and he said 8 months left to live. His information is definitely legit. Where he got the information from somewhere else.
What
That's
information?
still who? What's? I don't know the guy's name, and I don't know the information you're referring to. This is being logged, but I don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Red
Okay.
Panda Koala and others are.
All over this right now. Okay.
They might be, but we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What our Red Panda Koala does so many shows. It is crazy all the time. He's probably on right now. Let me check. I mean, I listen to him, I see him doing stuff every day, all day, and he says he has nothing better to do. Well, I'm glad you don't. That's great. Okay, no, is he on? Hold on,
know.
it's refreshing. It's rhetorical. Let me see here. I'm also trying to read. No, he is not on right now. But shout out Red Panda Koala and friends. You know, they
Well,
do get.
there's an engineer from Chicago, Christopher Dunn. He's also written a book about how the pyramids are a machine. He was one of the very first ones to come out and
Okay, well
say that.
I know
And
that.
he also points out that they had high technology when they carved the statues. He has found the little like saw marks that like where it's kind of got away from the artist. There's a carving of like Tutmos the Third, I think it is, who's kneeling in a kneeling position, made out of black granite, and he shows you where they slipped. But they had some some type of a power tool. I mean, there's no way. There's just no way when you look at anything from an Egyptian art exhibit that those things were made with chicken bones and copper wire.
No. They
You know,
Oh,
that,
no.
like they like us to believe. I mean, you just it's so absurd. I mean, and the precision with the hieroglyphics are done on those obelisks that are what 180 feet tall, something like that.
I
They're
don't-
perfection, absolute perfection. You can't.
and
beat that
the two
without-
obelisks. Are you talking about the temple? The two that are right next to each other? They appear to have been milled by the same machine. That's what you're referring to. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what is exactly they are called, but they're not just like images. They're identical.
Yeah, and even just their hieroglyphics themselves, the way they are carved in on these tall monuments. I mean, absolute perfection.
Yeah,
And
they're
they're all the same, all
they're
uniform.
identical.
Yeah.
Those two.
Yeah.
That's a great example. Let me. You know what? I'm gonna.
Yeah, I had seen some little bits about that too, Raven.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it was
I think
just
it is a machine. I think it's got multi-purposes though.
I can't see very primitive us doing a pyramid, period,
No, and
let
you know what?
alone
In fact,
that pyramid.
the hieroglyphics at Dendera talk about the time of, it's either pronounced Zep Tepi or Tep Zepi. I sometimes invert those two first initials. And the pyramids were already there. They tell about the fact that they were already there when they got there. And it was the time before, or the land before time, is what Tep Zepi roughly translates to. But they don't really tell you that in college or high school history. I know that I
No.
got in trouble my very freshman year in history class in college because I was challenging some stuff about the pyramids. I said, there is no way you go 4 generations of people from nomads to a sophisticated form of government, language, law, and hierarchy in 4
That's right.
generations. It's not possible. And building
No.
pyramids. And he said, Miss Kirk, I'll see you after class. Like,
Yeah, I got kicked out of Sunday school for the same thing.
you know,
Type of thing.
That was college class she got kicked out of. That's doing
this is
something.
just like religion class all over again, and never to go to the library in grade school, right? Oh,
Oh, my
God, here we
God.
go. I've already screwed up, and it's just the first. Anyway, we had a great talk, and he used to take students over to Egypt, and he basically told me, and this is the reader's condensed version of the story, that he has to teach a curriculum, and that curriculum needs to be followed to a T. Otherwise, he doesn't have a job anymore. And he would appreciate it if I would kind of keep some of that stuff under wraps during the class as to not be so disruptive. But if I wanted to talk to him anytime after class and have coffee, he'd be happy to discuss it with me. So I was like, thank you. Cool. He was cool dude. Yeah.
Yeah, silly me. I tried to
Well,
talk to my my college class professor, Linux guy, about
Linux.
It's a computer operating system.
Okay.
I tried to talk to him about ancient South American stuff, and he was just like, what are you talking about? Because my other computer teacher had come from, it was a really boring class, and I couldn't figure out why. He was an archaeologist before he went to computers. That's why it's boring. he was teaching he was teaching computers with archaeology flair. Let me tell you, there is no flair in archaeology. I cannot find.
Well, you got the wrong teacher then.
I
love archaeology.
I was trying to talk to the Linux guy about Quetzalcoatl, and he was like, and I went to the other guy who was a former archaeologist. He goes, oh yeah, he's not going to know anything about that. Don't talk. It's like talking to a tree. I'm like, well,
probably
not
get
like
further faster talking to a tree.
Yeah, it's not like talking to a tree, but I know what you're talking about. Okay, there's all kinds of obelisks in Egypt. I'm trying to find the ones that it's like the temple entrance, but I can't find it.
Yeah, and they took a bunch of them. They planted one right there in the middle of St. Peter's Basilica. There in Rome, that needle-looking thing that came directly from Isis's temple, I believe. There's also one in New York City, or is it New York City or Washington D.C.? There's one in not Washington D.C.
Are those
New York City.
Egyptian or are those made by?
No. They're authentic. They were brought over.
The Egyptian one was moved. The one in New York.
The one in New York. I think it was in New York.
It's gone now.
It was moved. They brought it during colonial times because they wanted to have an ancient piece of Rome in downtown New York. I meant not Rome, Egypt. Yeah, in Victorian times.
Yeah.
Okay, there is an obelisk.
There was such a craze at that time about all things Egyptology.
Yeah.
When they found Tut's tomb, I think in 1922.
Right.
Yeah.
That was Edwardian actually, but there you are.
Yeah. They used to
be able to even buy a mummy for parties on the black market.
Oh, you could get mummy
I saw a magazine ad, and because they were buried, and in their wrappings there would be all kinds of jewels and different talismans and things, and so they would have these cocktail parties basically, and get a mummy, and then they would take turns. They would like gamble for who got to go next, and they would like unwrap the arm, and whatever was found in those bandages they got to keep. And then they'd, roll dice, do cards, whatever, just to see who was next, kind of a.
Oh.
And how disrespectful. I mean, but at the time, they, everybody was so gaga over all this treasure because King Tut's tomb was the wealthiest tomb at that time that they had unearthed, and they were just everyone was wowed at all the gold and all the
and they just were hoping for a treasure hunt there on somebody's body. It's I'm thinking ew simply because I'm thinking what if this guy died from bubonic plague?
Well, then you're dead. You're screwed.
And you know how that's gotten? It's inhaled.
Yeah.
You
And you
know,
know some of them ate
or
forbidden jerky.
introduced from
too.
fleas.
What'd you say, Tim?
Some of them ate the forbidden jerky too.
Yeah, they were eating.
Oh, yes, they
mummies.
did.
They were putting it mummy ground up mummies in their drinks and
All
food.
sorts of little
Yeah.
cures. Oh my gosh. I can't even. Of course, you know,
Such unhygienic times.
I just. I don't like rats because of that. I don't like mice for the same reason.
I don't like them either.
Anything buck-toothed, I don't want to look at.
But I would prefer those over a snake.
I can handle snake. They're okay, but
Do y'all remember a few years ago? I have to bring this up, right? 2020. I think it was in 2020, but they found in Cairo, in the city, in the middle of the city, they were digging down and they were looking for some kind of water leak or something that had nothing to do with. They found a sealed tomb.
Yes, I remember that.
That was a black eye for archaeology that time.
oh my!
Do y'all remember that? Do you remember that?
Actually, I do.
That
I
was
do
Yeah,
remember.
that guy was going to drink the juice for.
yeah. Well, you know what
They had an
actually
auction.
happened? That was okay. Now, Raven, what you're
That-
talking about is one of the headlines that made the biggest news, right? What they don't want people to remember is they drained it as sewage. They had unaltered DNA in there. It was hermetically sealed, no air, in and out. And it was like human soup down there. Scientifically, that is a gold mine, but they didn't treat it like that. They didn't treat it like scientifically that's a gold mine. But
It might have been, and also globally, it could have been an absolute horror story.
Yeah, it could have been a real.
like it
Could have
is
been a
now,
lot worse. Could have been a lot
Pandemic.
worse than it was in 2020.
yeah, they drained it into the sewer and saying, "Oh well, this is sewage." No, it was a tomb, and it had unaltered, preserved DNA in there. Now I'm hoping to all the science deities out there that somebody got some kind of a sample, not a big sample, but something of a sample,
Something.
so they
You're
can.
sure not going to hear about it from
No.
them. You know, they've been so close-mouthed about all of their discoveries and what they know. It's still a guessing game.
Right, it's
They're
the
sitting on it.
Bureau, the Bureau of Antiquities over there. Tim, I heard you were about to say something.
When it comes to tombs, whether they be Titanics or the Egyptian tombs or any type of graveyard, I'm the type that I don't fucks with it.
Very wise.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
10-million-year-old DNA sounds like a horror story to me.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Not
It
not
sounds
to
like they
mention
shouldn't have opened it.
much of what they died from back and forth. We don't have any sort of resistance to, because
true.
you know, when they
There's-
got a virus, it just killed everybody.
Right.
Yeah, because they didn't have penicillin.
DNA
But I think they had
sticky,
something.
Probably.
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
think that Nathan was trying to say a very gross thing very nicely, and
Yes.
he did very
Oh, I
very
didn't hear him.
well
I'm sorry. What?
calling it DNA.
I sent a link, and I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to play it. It's a YouTube video. I doubt there will be sound. Bigelow Aerospace Project Management Plan Overview. You know what? Here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to download this and watch it.
Okay.
Okay, is this... Let me see here. I just got sent a link. from Woo Riders. Thank you. Shout out Woo Riders DG. If I can get this on screen, I will just. It appears to be a slideshow. Let me maximize that for a moment, and I will go over and I will read the slides. I can't even read them. Primary directions of research activities. Yeah, this is hard to read. Okay, here's the. Let me see here. Am I doing something wrong? Can I not download this? It's not letting me download it. This is sent to me on YouTube. Elements of primary directions of research activities. 20 Center of Science. I'm reading Military Unit 57947 and co-executors. Development of scientific methods and methodological documents to create and use databases on AAPs. Don't know that one. And clarification of their modeling. Okay. It appears to be a chart and talking about speed. This is you got seconds, foot per second, mile per hour, Mach number, like Mach 1, Mach 2, or this is showing something upwards of Mach 35, Mach 107. And I'm like, well. Foot per second, 240,000 foot per second max on that second row. And I believe that's gravity at 7.453 Gs, I guess. I'm not sure. Not sure. Tic-tac stuff. Tic-tac Mach number at 1/6 scale. Air temperature 223 Kelvin. Well, that's hot. And 700 miles an hour with mixed inlet and supersonic speed. And there's another one down here. Tic-tac pressure at 1/6 scale. Air temperature 223 Kelvin. Still hot, and 1,500 miles an hour with supersonic inlet and supersonic outlet. Well. Okay, so this is talking about the Tic-Tac from Bigelow. Bigelow is a big deal, okay? Here's the thing about Bigelow, right? Let me go ahead and get us back on screen. Stop sharing that. Here's the thing about Bigelow, right? Okay. All right. Well, Woo is saying, I'm going to get the dude's testimony. Google is blocking it. I downloaded it and they won't let me open the file now, but I'm going to find it again and send it to you. Okay. Well, you have my email. Email is in the link in the description of all my videos now. It's up near the top or it's near the bottom. It's just put control find at Gmail and it'll find it. But here is Bigelow's story as I understand it, right? Now, y'all will remember, some of y'all will remember this all happening. He had Skinwalker Ranch for a little while.
Right.
He had this. It was his place. And now they were doing a TV show, but they were doing it for dramatic effect, like Oak Island, like Ghost Adventures, and they were doing Boy Scout experiments, and really, it was like watching Boy Scouts do stuff. Like, we're gonna build a rocket today. I'm like, oh, great. When are we gonna learn to tie knots? You know, that's what I was thinking. But it was all done for dramatic effect. However, he abandoned Skinwalker, and he sold it to somebody else.
To the current owner, Brad. I just lost it. His name. I don't know.
Important. It's not important anymore. Now it's all drama. But he found something. Bigelow found something. He figured something out. He said inconclusive, but he found something. That's why he got rid of it. Got rid of the property. He sold it to whoever's got it now, right?
It actually belonged to the government, bought it and put Bigelow in charge.
Okay. Well, okay, now wait for it.
Or did he buy it?
Okay, so the government was in charge, right?
Whatever.
It,
Gee,
that,
how surprising.
right now, that isn't really that much important because Bigelow was heading the operation. The government may have been paying for it.
And they, even with taxpayers' money, we should be able to get that report because we paid for that whole investigation.
It's a private company.
But because it's a private company, they can get away with not doing that.
No FOIA requests. Right. Now, Bigelow found something. He figured something out. The cover story is, I'm going to have space stuff now. So he moved to Florida to be near Cape Canaveral. This is the cover story. This is the public face, right? He moved to Florida so he could be near where all the space stuff is. We got space stuff in lots of places, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Right? But
there's space stuff just north of here.
Right. Why Florida? I tried to go there. When I went to Florida, I tried to go there. Nope, it's a military contractor. It ain't like going on to my work, right? You can't just walk in and say, "Can I talk to Mr. Bigelow, please?" No. Armed guards, barbed wire, watch out towers with machine guns and snipers. No, you don't go near there, right? So I didn't go, but I was like,
"Don't you let a little thing like a machine gun bother you?"
Well, in this meat suit, yes.
Shut up, man. Okay.
When I looked at the public face, I was like, wait a minute. I've been following dark journalists for a long time. He talks about Florida being the jumping off point for the hot zone. Dun, dun, dun. Hot zone, Atlantis.
Right.
Fucking A. He's going, and they found something down there. That's why he moved his operation. Because he found slot A and tab A, slot B is over in Florida. They're working on it right now. And what we get soon after? We got that. We're getting all this weird tech. I'm not talking. I'm the Tic Tac, right? The Tic Tac started making a show at that point. This was in like 2017. Okay, 2016, 2017. We started getting Tic Tac. What was it? Go Fast and Gimbal, but those were brought up later. But the Tic Tac, okay, the Tic Tac is something crazy. So he moves to Florida because the hot zone has already been established, and I recommend you all. Oh, sorry, I think I got some coffee in my eye. It's got a cayenne pepper in it. Oh my god!
Oh no.
But
I wondered if it has something to do with the Bermuda Triangle and that portal.
That's the hot zone.
Yeah,
that is the hot zone.
Okay.
Yes, you are absolutely right. That is in the area.
What other reason could there be? You know, I mean, just don't make sense.
Tropical fish, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Oh, and you know how that got found out, right? Was through Ghislaine Maxwell. They followed the money. She is related by blood to Jacques Cousteau, remember?
Right.
That guy, he was going after Atlantis low key, how they say it now. He was looking at oceanography, but he was looking for Atlantis.
Well, they had stock in it. They had big stock in it.
That's their baby down there.
Yeah.
And shout out Dark Journalist. He did the deep dive. I was blown away. I recommend everyone. We lost Tim. Devices not connected. I think he turned off for a minute.
Oops.
And okay.
There's this Greek woman that found more pyramids and found like a city just on the northwest side of Cuba, towards the Gulf, on the other side of Florida, and it's in a really, really deep area.
Hot zone.
And they have funded
the triangle's opposite direction. It's on the
all
east side
hot
of Florida.
zone.
This is
Let me get up a map just to show everybody.
There are so many new pyramids that they have found in South America and Mexico.
Oh, yes.
Here recently, it isn't funny.
Yeah, that LiDAR technology now is finding all kinds of stuff. This lady found these remnants, which she believes to be Atlantis. It's been over 10 years ago. And they made her sign a paper and mum's the word, zip it shut, or she was going to pay consequences. Her life was actually threatened, I think, or her family's life.
Well, if you can't get to the individual, then they start going after your loved ones. Such a code of honor amongst them.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of her name. She was Greek. Greek American, maybe.
Well, for a long time, they thought that Atlantis was under the Mediterranean, and then they decided no, it wasn't there. It was in part of the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, and then I've also heard
right now they're looking for it, and of course in that hot zone underneath Florida.
And there's a circular city remains that are off of Puerto Rico, and another one just south of Morocco.
And one that matches it in the Sahara.
And I think it was because the way I've understood it is that Atlantis was not just one city; it was a civilization. And there were,
It was a super culture.
Yeah.
And it was It was like you say the United States, and of course the United States is 50 states and however many state governments. And Atlantis was just like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going over what Wu is saying. Before we move any further, right? Okay, Derek has sent me another thing. I will look at this.
It's in your email, he says.
Derek. Okay, wait a minute. I might be thinking of somebody else. This new whistleblower says that Tic Tac was an early version craft tech, and now we have craft that can leave our solar system with human operations. Samo says strictly off planet. Wu is saying all this information, which I will get to you, Nathan, is right in your wheelhouse of things that you study. I know you will understand it. Thanks, dude. Any pointers will help.
Yeah.
You heard it first here at the Quantum Show in front of God, everybody, agents, and aliens.
I have no doubt the technology is years in advance of what they're just now disclosing to us. The Tic Tac and the whatever the hell. I just not impressed. Not impressed. I mean, we have video footage, and they've got to have video footage of some really extraordinary looking crafts and great footage that isn't that of a Tic Tac flying over the ocean. Whoop-de-doo.
Right.
Hell, the guy out there in Washington State at the ranch overlooking Mount Adams. What is his name? James Gilliland. You can go there in the summer and witness the UFOs every single night.
Stardust Ranch, yeah.
ECETI Ranch.
Oh, ECETI? Okay.
ECETI, yeah.
I brought up a map of North and South America, focusing on the Florida and Cuba, and the place that sounds like a freaking church. I can never think about it. Mexico.
Where
all of that area.
Go to the west side of Florida, go down to the tip, and then like on a diagonal, it's like partway between the tip and Cuba there on the west side. But kind of in here.
Hold on. That was the top of the highest peak. That's all the hot zone. Right. From down here over, all this is hot zone. Every bit of this is hot zone. You see my cursor moving around it?
No.
You see
Maybe
my cursor?
I need to blow it up. Okay.
Let me see.
Try. Would you do that one more time?
Let me maximize it.
Okay,
all of this,
like right in here. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, the
can't
basin.
see anything yet, but all of this is hot zone, including all of this over here.
They
And
found something. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
all of
And
this is hot zone. And Bigelow is here, right?
Right.
Now let me get this off the screen. Okay, stop sharing. Now, what were you showing, Raven?
like where this discovery was made. Okay, this right down here is Cuba, and right here is Florida, and
Yeah,
it's like
that's
right
hot
in
zone.
here, and this is the Gulf, and they found it in a real deep part right in here,
Yes.
and there were
Uh,
several pyramids, and it looks to look at the ruins that she brought the pictures of. It would be like looking at a circuit board, or like a motherboard on a computer.
right.
You know,
Okay.
have
Now
one
let
little-
me tell you something about that. Stop. I urge you to stop looking at the circuit board comparisons. They're not accurate. Okay. The circuit board comparisons, just because it looks like what a city looks like, you can look at New York or LA or any city and say, looks like a circuit board to me.
Yeah, it does.
Washington. It's a logical. I didn't kick her out.
Whoops.
ChatGPT did it. The cat universe yanked her back. Cat dimension.
She'll be back.
A lot of things look like a lot of things on circuit boards. They
Right,
can
and
literally draw anything they want on them.
Well, they're essentially a grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into the, what is the word? The where is everything's like, wow, look what we found. What's the sensational? I'm not into the
Oh,
sensational.
okay.
I don't. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Okay.
Sam, I got a drink. Yeah, it's watered down
Okay,
soda.
Derek got your
Actually,
email.
I drink and watered down water.
that's the best.
Okay, let me see here. I got to read this before I say anything here. This is on Reddit. Thank you for the direct link from where Derek Galloway.
Right, Blue Rider.
And Woo Rider. Okay. I'm going to just narrate this. I am not an AI. I promise. I'm going to misspeak. So here we go.
Use your best AI voice, though. Make sure you get it all out of order.
Yeah, I know. 12 fingers. Headline: I was a private contractor for various DoD agencies. I am speaking now because the shit has gone too far off the deep end. I will provide some evidence in a chat room. Best we can do, right? I really did not want to write this. However, after careful discussion with colleagues, I'm going to go with what my gut tells me I should do. I cannot sit on the sidelines while I observe the UAP field. Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. Let me just, you know what? Let me bring it up while I'm reading. I don't know if this is going to be good, bad, or whatever, right? But I'm just going to bring up what I'm reading to show I'm not just making shit up. I'm actually reading something.
You're the last person to make up shit.
Yeah, I don't need to make anything up. In this post, I will be providing evidence of documents that cannot be FOIA'd. I'll even give my perspective on anti-gravity and the overall landscape of the current UAP field when it comes to intelligence agents that are masquerading as truthers. What I speak on is based on my own experiences and observation from being in the field for almost 4 decades. Yep, that you're definitely in the right place. Personal experience. I have a degree in electrical engineering from a college somewhere in the south of the USA. I will not say the name of the school because it will be very easy for people inside DoD to track me down if I give away too much, considering not many were recruited from the college that I graduated from. I was recruited. I think there's only a handful of guesses there, but okay. I was recruited shortly out of college to work in black ops, specifically on the electrical engineering and microelectronics and pulsed power side. That's an important field of research. These black programs do not necessarily care about your academic credentials as much as they care about two things. Can you think outside the box, and can you shut the fuck up about it? I do not know everything but the things I'm sure of, I will write about here. Why am I doing this now? Because I was given 8 months to live. Okay. And I will do what I can while alive to try and make a positive impact in the community. I sometimes cannot sleep seeing some of the blatant lies being fed to the community. Let me put this bluntly. Okay, let me put this bluntly. I was in the military. Tim was in the military. We were both maneuvered to do what we were doing. We were all, unfortunately, part of a psyop at one time. I was, Tim was. I don't know exactly what I was doing, but it showed itself later. There are a bunch of people out there now that are being used in a big psyop. Okay, continuing. Let me put this bluntly before I get into the anti-gravity and tech. Jay Stratton and Lou Elizondo are one of the reasons that various inventors' zero-point energy devices have never seen the light of day. They have been personally responsible for destroying careers, families, and mental well-being of various physicists and engineers over many decades. That I can believe that. Lou used to be a counterintel agent for more than one waived WUSAP, waived unacknowledged special access program, and did not get involved in the subject by chance. He and Stratton were involved long before the whole ATIP OSAP saga. Yeah, he is definitely on a psyop. I saw that from day one. Lou is not a bad person at heart, but it makes you wonder why he has done what he's done in order to destroy others. I know many of you. Let me go ahead and just do this. I know many of you may judge this statement and think that I am defending him, but they're damn it. Ah! Hold on. I was trying
You right, man.
Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah. Lou is not a bad person. I'm just not gonna highlight nothing no more. It's screwed up. Lou is not a bad person at heart, but it makes you wonder why he's done what he's done in order to destroy others. I know many of you may judge his statement and think that I am defending him, but there are many good things that he has done. I agree. He has done in this field as well that many people will likely never know about. With that said, it's because it's not on protocol for what he's doing. With that said, he's definitely compromised in terms of putting United States NatSec above all else, and that is a concern at this point. It is a concern because the DoD has long been infiltrated with warmongers and profiteering cranks that want to keep all of this tech and knowledge silent for the sake of their own self-preservation and richness and elitism and invited to whatever parties and whatever island. I gave him the benefit of the doubt at first, but this is getting to the point of blatant stupidity. To a very small extent, I don't blame them. However, to hide this from humanity is becoming more of a curse than anything else. People have the right to know. I would like to say something on that. People have the right to know. Okay. This is our heritage. This is what made us us. It is not about keeping 0-point energy for the sake of the light bill, for the sake of the oil companies. It is our heritage to know this stuff. They're finding more stuff in Peru that is our heritage, and the laws that these people have come up with. Peru, you're not allowed to take anything away. Jaime Maussan screwed up when he took those mummies out of Peru. Fake or not, he screwed them up because they were property of the Peruvian government, and their laws are clear on that, even though I don't remember them. Okay, people have the right to know. So it's our heritage.
Pretty strict rules too, aren't they?
Yeah, very strict, very strict. Now they actually, at one time, they put a warrant out for Jaime Maussan and his colleagues because he stole. They called him a grave robber, but they didn't know. They just put it out like a blanket to get the stuff back because, well, they wanted the tourism. And anyway, people have the right to know. Jay Stratton, however, is a really scummy person. Don't get me started on the shit this guy has done to some of my colleagues. I have zero sympathy for that man. Okay, yeah. Sean Kirkpatrick is a pawn. He lies to his teeth like Ron Pandolfi has and does. Not familiar with that person, but this is side quest right here, just so y'all know. To add, please do not ask me about Jack Sarfati. I won't. He is considered a laughingstock to those involved in various programs. Also, there are just over 2,000 legacy programs working on reverse engineering UAP. I am sure there are since World War One. Hal Puthoff
Right.
recently said on Joe Rogan that we have more than 10 recovered craft in the USA. The number is in the hundreds at a minimum. And they're not, and you know what? I'm the recovered craft. Not all of them are from other places. Some of them are ours. Antarctica. Jeremy Corbell. Oh my God, this guy. I don't even need to read this. First sentence. Jeremy Corbell is a useful idiot. That's all I need to know. I've already seen this. They're trying to make him fit in with the what do they call him, hipster crowd, with that hairstyle and that super trim beard. Oh my God, give me a break. He looks like he should be selling like rip-off Corvette parts. Jeremy Corbell is a useful idiot in many cases. He should be selling shit on Temu. Some of what he releases is accurate. Just because it fits doesn't mean it's great. But when he says that us humans cannot replicate or understand any propulsion systems that craft use, or whatever nonsense he spews, is a blatant lie. I agree. It is a blatant lie. He is being used. And he is all about that book money. I doubt he actually knows the truth, to be fair, and I do not believe that he is deliberately lying. He's being led by the nose. Dave Grush, Jake Barter, Mike Herrera are the real deal. Unfortunately, yes, they are the real deal. They are being used as psyop operatives. I respect them in their efforts. Let me say now, please do not ask me about Immaculate Constellation. What? Don't mention Immaculate Constellation! Because I know nothing of any of those alleged specified programs. Like Immaculate Constellation, do not mention Immaculate Constellation. First rule. I'm an electrical engineer, not a spy. However, being in this field, you pick up tradecraft methods and learn how to run with the wolves, so to speak. Yeah, when you're a network person working in aerospace, you learn some things, and that's me. Human beings, though through both novel innovation and also reverse engineering, not mutually exclusive, have mastered anti-gravity to a certain degree. When I say certain degree, I mean operational craft that can leave our solar system. It sounds nuts, but it is the truth. I believe it. 20 and back, Mars. There's Majestic, and those Majestic, and freaking there's programs we mentioned. Some have succeeded by means of pure human ingenuity, and others did it with access to recovered UAP materials and Atlantis materials, which is our stuff. This level of mastery exceeds anything that even our most traditionally secret .mil programs have. Booz Allen, Honeywell, Lockheed Martin, MITRE Group, Raytheon, Boeing. All have their own versions of various anti-gravity technologies. There's a difference between gravitational shielding repulsion and actually generating high-frequency gravity waves. There's another term I'm going to throw out there, gravity modification, because gravity is such a baseline of reality that we can't, it's hard to create it with and it be stable. We can modify it a whole lot. It's crazy, right? In pursuit of man, this is long, yo. In pursuit of Thomas Townsend Brown is exactly where people should be looking. 0-point engine manipulation has to do with EM vector potential. Okay, EM electromagnetic vector. We could go into. I urge you, grab the dictionaries out, technical manuals. That is as far as I will go with that. I was involved in a project that utilized Tesla turbines, plasma toroid chambers, microwaves, crystals, extremely strong rotating magnets, and various other.
Oh, they're ahead of you, Nathan. You got to catch up.
Yeah. Well, I don't see them riding around on speeder bikes. Okay. Well,
No, I don't think you're gonna.
I'm going to go ahead and stop reading now. I'm going to put this in after the show. And thank you, Woo Rider, Derek Galloway, aka Bad Motherfucker, ufology, electrical engineering. Okay, I'm not gonna take that as the note there. I will. Where
That's
was I?
been very fascinating.
Yeah, I will say it is.
There's too much. There's too much of what we know to be real in that article for it just to be a prank.
Yep. Yeah. There's. I mean, you get you get some of the truth sometimes, and not all the truth all the time, because let's be honest, there's just too much, right? And it's too complicated. It's not none of if this was simple, we'd we'd all have speeder bikes right now. But none of it's simple, and I'm glad thank you, Derek, for bringing this up on the show. I appreciate it. I didn't know this was going to happen, and this is we lost Raven.
Yeah, a couple minutes ago. I
Dang
don't know
it!
what happened.
I was on another screen. Thanks. Okay, yeah. Um, yeah. Too easy, Samo, and neither do I. I'm working on. I want one. I want one, and kind of like as a research assistant, if you know how to talk to your tulpa,
Can you put a rocking chair on a hoverboard?
yes, yes.
That's about where I'm at.
If you know what, have I told you about the tulpa and me fixing the topaz? I think
Yes,
I've
I
told this,
remember.
right? Yeah, because I didn't know how any of this Jenga pieces of this weird puzzle, of this weird input of intake and transmission and fuel line and all this stuff went together. I asked Sabrina to go find out and bring it back to me. She didn't tell me in words. She implanted it, and I was like, tick, 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 and it fucking worked. For real. For real. I asked my tulpa, who is techno based. It's weird, ghosty AI tulpa or golems, tulpas, and AI episodes.
Right.
Some of the best episodes I've ever done, and I have to refer to that.
They were good ones.
I love when I could get spun up on a topic, and that I can get spun up, but I can't read all of that. It is really long. Shout out Woo Rider DG. Yeah, I want one too. I don't care if mine is a big one. I want a speeder bike, dude. I straight up want a speeder bike. I want to go to the junkyard with my little Mercury apparatus, strap it to a dead jet ski, bolt everything solid, and I just lean forward and back and do this stuff and will it to work. Oh man. I did this. I come up with this idea of how do these things work, and I don't know. I had a download or I had something happen where you take mercury core and you spin it in a magnetic field, just like the basic stuff, right? But then it has to also act like a gyroscope in two different axes. On paper, it works. I can't get no engineers to look at it because it's the scribblings of a madman. Right? And
happens to me all the time, Nathan.
yeah. And it is on hold. I've been put on hold. Wrangler, you're asking Nathan, what happened with your mercury? It's still here. I need more, but I've got a lot of other stuff happening, right? Yeah, no basic talk around here. Nope, not at all. Not at all. As basic as we're gonna get is ouch, I had to go to the doctor and my car is broken. That's about it. Otherwise, Tulpa helping me fix a car. And I saw ghosts at the hospital or something, right? It always, and I don't need to make nothing up. It's there. And anyway, Um, that was a good link. Will be in the description to electrical engineer after the show. I'm gonna go edit it after the show. If I edit it now, it'll screw up the feed, and I don't want to mess with it. And Woo's coming back, Nathan. I know someone you might have seen them on YouTube, guys. You'll probably come up with some great scientific projects if you two got together and brainstormed. Yeah, me and Wayne from Michigan Bigfoot UFO Paranormal. We need to get together. He's busy though. I mean, super busy. He's a school teacher for science. And okay. It's up in the air. I don't know what I see most of the time. It's to be deduced, right? I don't mean to like say, guess what happened, because I don't know what happened. I need more information. And I always feel things there, but there's always going to be ghosts at a hospital. The stuff I'm looking for at hospitals isn't happening at this one. I'm looking for the hybrid project people. They're out there. They're out there. I have 3 people telling me they've seen these guys do weird shit in hospitals. So, yeah, but Renee, it's hard to define when you see a ghost, because with me, it's not looking at like, oh, that's a ghost, right? Not looking at something. It's an empathic experience. And I know I always feel like I'm being watched. And it's not like, no, you're on camera. It's like you feel something watching you, like a predator. But it's not a predator. It's a ghost. If this stuff was easy, everybody would be doing it, let me tell you. Okay?
Yeah, really.
But it's so hard
It takes a while to get used to.
Yeah.
So many times with looking at a ghost, they will look, they will appear out of the corner of your eye, and if you look at them full on, well, they're gone.
Right. Because
and
there's
that's
a science.
going.
There's science behind that, right? There's science behind that. Remembering it, what you're looking at straight on is in your focus, is your focus of what you're looking at, and you have most of your resources dedicated to that. When you see something out of the side, I see stuff out of the side of my vision all the time, because that is where it's like a liminal space where it's there, but you're not ready to process it yet. But it gives you a hint there's something here, and it can come up in your subconscious and your conscious later, where something will remind you of it. It's very complicated, but the unknown is saying
the peripheral is kind of like a it's like you say, it's not in the front of your mind, but you're still registering it.
Right. And that's why we only halfway understand what we're perceiving, because I could see total this is right here. This is the edge of my vision, right as I'm looking at the camera. I could notice something over here, and I'm registering it, but I'm not focusing on it because it's like out of our spectrum of conscious, but not out of our spectrum of subconscious.
Well, most people have a peripheral vision. Have a peripheral vision that's about comes like so, and you won't see anything back in here. You know.
Well, but outside of your peripheral, no, you're not.
Right, you're not going to see it, but that doesn't mean your mind isn't going to pick it up. It's like, I'll pick up stuff behind me easily.
Yeah, that's when the psychic aspect comes in. Right back to the hill. That's where that part of our brain is active, and it's there, but we're just ignoring it because we've been trained to. But anyway, the unknown is saying, I
never got trained real well then.
I love inventing things and DIY things, but I hate getting electrocuted. It's beginning to hurt. Yeah, that's why I keep it under 12 volts, under 1 amp to begin with, and I leave it to other crazy people to do.
And I quit licking light sockets years ago. So
welcome back, Raven. I see the cat mission
Oh, there
has
you are.
released you.
I was trying to fix my lighting. In the meantime, I can't get my lighting right here tonight. But my mouse for the computer is here on the armchair, and I went to like push myself back, and I hit that, and it just clicked off. I don't know.
Wu
Took
is
off.
a manager, tech management. He's
I
like,
do.
hey, you, what?
I need
What?
a tech manager. Yes.
Okay, no, he's like, he says, I'm not the brains guy, but the blue guy, the glue guy who can bring people together and have a part in this. I'm one of them too, except I understand a little bit of the tech. I'm like, I know you can make it happen. I know you. I believe in you. Make this happen. Give me reasons why it can work. And it's all about the attitude. And yeah, when I have time and energy and to do stuff, I dig it in. I get lost in a.
The unknown is saying, you mean you have to unplug it first? Well, that's how I learned to do it. Yeah.
Almost died fixing the air conditioner one day.
One of
Okay.
these days we'll miss things with plugs.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm going through the chat. Yeah.
I've gone through the gamut with batteries and USB and all of that, and I rather mistrust things that are battery operated simply because a battery only has so much life, and when it gets to the end of it, if you're 100 feet in the air, this is gonna hurt. I guess that's part of it. The idea of Tesla and his electric car, that's fine. It's battery operated, right? So I'm driving around and I find myself in the middle of the damn desert with no go juice. I'm not in for that.
No, I'm not into that either. Yeah, there is something that I keep seeing over here as you're looking over here on my desk and down there. Now, I'll go ahead and like show you what I'm looking at, right? Down in that area. Okay? As I am. This is let me
Okay.
do
Yeah, that helps. Is that a closet?
No, that's the way out to the hallway. That's my tower of junk. See?
Oh,
the
I
halo
see
helmet?
now. I
Yeah, there it is.
understand it. Uh-huh.
Okay. I keep seeing things right in here. Right?
Oh.
And down here on my desk, or not but down here on the other side, I'm not going to show you that mess. Not going to show that part of the
You're
mess.
a
I'll show that
bachelor.
other
We
part of the
forgive
mess.
you.
I never thought I would have that word associated to me because I thought I was a player. No,
I hope not.
not at all. The biggest play I got is like a Game Boy or that's my game. That's how much game I got. No, I try to be a
That's
whore.
game, all right. Yeah.
I failed. And
and
Renee is saying, I've seen things outside my eye, and sometimes the shape of a cat I have had passed away. Yeah, they stay with us. They definitely stay with us. Okay, I'm looking.
Yeah, I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4 of my rainbow pets have not left the building, and we'll see them every now and again come trotting through with the rest of them, and I'll count the dogs, and it's, wait a minute, I got 3 dogs, not 5, and I'm not drinking either. I haven't drank for years, but it's little we've got one with a big black tail, and that was our Jazzy. She was a black lab, and she comes through, and you see that tail. You don't see her. You'll see the tail.
Huh.
It was the darndest thing. Like a shark cut in the water. And the little brown one, we'll hear her clucking every now and again. She clucked. She thought she was a chicken. Of course, she was chicken-hearted. So,
Yeah, I have been through the mill this week with the vet. I have one of my cats got shot. I did not know that he had been shot. He dislocated and broke his leg up by the hip. And when we took X-rays, they showed me the shrapnel. And it was the weirdest thing. So I dropped him off, and they all they want to do is talk about amputating. And I'm like, let's just put a pin in. Let's just cast it. And I wanted to do sound healing frequencies on him and stuff like that. And I have read in more than one place that cats are able to, with their purring, knit their bones back together. And this is the perfect test. So
it's an awful lot of pain to go through.
He's when he did this, which I think was like last maybe Friday or so, because he was sleeping out on the deck, and he doesn't usually sleep out on the deck, but it was nice out and I didn't care. He was in a big comfy chair, so I'm like, okay, whatever. It was unusual, and now looking back on it, I think that might have been when it happened. But anyway, there was a point to my story. What was my point? Because I totally just forgot.
You were talking about vibrational healing and amputation.
Yeah, I wanted to try some of that with him. So they put a cast on it, which consisted of nothing more than gauze and stretchy tape. And charged me $400. The cast was off before we even got home. Before I even got to the bottom of my driveway, he already had that thing off. Anyway.
So you didn't put a plaster cast on him?
No. And so I'm trying to find a vet, a holistic vet. There aren't any vet schools close by. They're both there's 3 hours west of me in Missouri has one, and then 3 hours north of me in Illinois.
Wow.
Nobody close, though.
Were you entering or leaving consciousness, the unknown? He says, I saw some strange things. I don't know what they were, but one thing I saw, I really can't explain what it was. I swear on my good name, it was like a shadow person, but it wasn't a person. And I was thinking sleep paralysis, perhaps.
Unnecessarily. It might have been a ghost.
He goes on. It was I'm sorry, I had my microphone turned off. It was a shadow ball. I swear it looked like it went from the ground through the ceiling, then that's it. Never saw it again or anything like that. That has been reported before.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
That could be a djinn.
Well,
maybe.
We need more information.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what it could be without more information, because there's so much stuff surrounding it, right? I don't want to butter the bread of confusion. I don't want to do that.
Butter the bread of confusion.
No, he was sitting watching television. Could you have just basically been sitting there and involved in your program where it just sort of happened in the corner of your eye, or what?
It's
more information.
I
was sitting up watching TV.
Really?
Somebody talked about how the cones and the rods in your eye are different, and that's why you see stuff out of the corner of your eye and not front on. You turn to look at it front on and it's gone.
And we're right back to consciousness, because that's bullshit. We're right back to consciousness. We're back to frontal cortex. We're back to what we are filtering out in order to... That's something else. Corner of your eye, we filter that out because we're not focusing on it. We do it literally all the time. If you're driving, everything's about cars and food, right? If you're driving, you're driving where you're going. You're driving where you're going. You're not, and you're keeping a lookout for people coming into your lane and leaving your lane. And then once they leave your lane, you keep an eye on them to make sure they don't come back on you. But anybody behind you, unless it hits you, you don't pay attention to it. Filter installed.
No,
And if
I
you
used to.
Huh?
Well, some of the
I was
rules.
driving with expired plates. I was always concerned at who was driving behind
Well,
me.
that's
As long as it isn't blueberries and cherries, you're okay.
right. And he said, no, it caught my eye. I have had something like that. I don't know what it was. I was like, I had a computer similar setup. I've always had the similar setup. It's been like 25 years right here, but I had a hallway down going this way, and the door and former stepkid and Tilt were sitting over here. I looked down the hallway. I saw a full-on shadow walking through the hallway. And it's like this, full of stuff. I had stuff along the wall, right? Because none of my places are big. And it's like, whatever, it's a mental thing. So I stacked stuff against the wall, and it was like moving around. And it wasn't a shadow like a two-dimensional light source cast over an object onto a surface. It was a thing. And I don't think it was the claimed thing. I think it was something else. And I still don't know what it was. So, and I looked like the unknown you're saying. I looked straight at it and watched it bob along down the hallway.
It could be another human because the guys in the remote viewing project Looking Glass,
Yeah,
right one, said that
Okay.
they've talked to other remote viewers and some of the targets and asked them, and they look like shadow people. They can be seen if somebody has some sort of mediocre developed psychic ability. Most remotes don't.
So they're astral projecting.
Yeah, when they're doing the remote viewing, and they see them as a shadow person. There was like a target in Russia, I want to say, but I don't quote me on that. And they were to get some files. They wanted to see what were in these files, and there was somebody that stayed in the office late or whatever and saw them there and described them as a shadow person.
Yeah, and I will invoke April. What's her name? Her link is in the description. What's her name? Oh, let me see. Elizabeth April.
Mm-hmm.
I will evoke Elizabeth April. She has. Well, it should be in the description.
Yeah, she does remote viewing.
Right. She said she has remote viewed government facilities, and they have their own guys there in remote view form, astral projected form, and they chased her away.
Yeah, I've heard that about the moon too.
Welcome back.
This is a cream soda, by the way. This is not a beer.
Okay, well, YouTube ain't shut us down yet.
Well, I know that when I was first learning how to deal with all the abilities I have, my mother would see me sleepwalking.
Really?
It was me. It was me. And she'd follow me around the house and then dodge me so that she should intercept me at the bedroom door.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked right through her.
So you were in astral form.
I was astral projecting.
Mm-hmm.
And this creeped her out. And she told me to stop it. And I was like, I said, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you didn't remember it, did you?
She, no, I didn't even know that such things existed, some of those. But, I have seen people who have astral projected, and their form, not necessarily their body.
Just like an outline?
Yeah, like a shadow.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that when these people are actual viewing, they're also projecting, so that they're looking at, and I think that has a lot to do with how well an individual has developed their skills,
Okay,
how much of the person they see.
Scream is putting into words better than I could at the moment. Peripheral vision goes to subconscious to detect motion. Once motion is detected, investigative processing of the conscious mind is activated. I think, yes, that's
Yeah.
it. It is a survival mechanism for us to, like,
God bless you.
not get eaten by stuff, by everything on
Yeah.
the planet forever.
Well, that's kind of our prime directive as human beings, is to survive.
They don't get eaten.
Yeah, don't get eaten.
I mean, because literally everything on the planet has tried to eat us at one point or another.
That's a comforting thought.
Literally. I mean,
not the top of the food chain anymore, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind that. It should be spit out. That's a problem.
Sorry to hear your computer is bad, Wrangler. I'd like to have you come on at some point. Maybe get a headset for your phone and hook it up. I don't know. And Samo is agreeing with Scream Engine about the peripheral. And Wu is saying, Nathan, I will start emailing you more now that I know for sure the email. Okay, we can all help
What
each
is it
other.
about the rods and cones, though? You don't have as many, or there's fewer on the sides than in the front, or something? Does anybody know what that is?
I think they've realized too that the way that the eye is built can differ extremely between individuals. Now they're by and large built the same, but you have those that are, well, like extreme astigmatism makes the eyeball almost an oval egg, whereas a simple round eyeball is going to see things without the astigmatism. So you have some of the problems of vision, but I think some of did we lose Nathan?
I am back. I'm here.
Oh, okay, all right. But
I'm here. My computer did this.
We kind of have to watch for
automatic update.
I have astigmatism. Is that why I can see stuff sometimes?
Probably. I have extreme astigmatism.
I
am nearly blind. I can see better than I used to. That the retina's detached, and on both sides, different timing. Thank God. But I'm often wondered if some of my abilities isn't because of that extreme astigmatism. Because you do tend to amp up your other senses when you have a hearing disability or a seeing one, or other things that interfere with the quote unquote normal. So, and what is normal?
Yeah, what is normal?
I don't know. I've never.
I don't know either. I wouldn't know normal if it came up and bit me on the leg. So hey.
Until your cat says not an invitation.
Yeah, exactly. What I say. Yeah.
But yeah, I can literally, when I'm alone in a room, I can feel somebody come in. If it's dark in a room, I had complete blindness at one point.
Oh, you did?
And I was 18 years old and I had a Coke bottle explode in my face. And didn't know if I would see again, but they got all the glass out. And I learned to be blind during that time. It was about 2 months.
How frightening.
And I don't know. At the time, I wasn't happy with it, I assure you. But I learned that you can stand in a room or enter a room, snap your fingers, and you know where everything is. You know, right down to the hassock on the floor.
Okay.
You know, and it's that sonic back and forth that guides dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, you can definitely get around these things, but it hypes up. And what's really strange is when I could see again, I didn't lose it. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Wow.
Yeah, exactly, Tim.
I have nearsightedness too, Renee. Same thing.
Yeah.
Stigmatism.
Drives me nuts. I mean, you see me do this, that's because I'm using my bifocals. So I have some idea of what's going on. Am I still in the show?
Yeah.
Oh, you learn to laugh at these things and you do much better.
Oh yeah, did a show on this too, perception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my vision has been with that allergic reaction. It really screwed my vision up, and everything's starting to work better now, little by little. But I have found myself using more and more empathy to feel my way through a situation. It was crazy. One day, when I got my Tennessee license changed from Texas to Tennessee, right? I got it. Wait a minute, what? Oh, okay. When I got it changed, I had to go to a far out office because it was like COVID times, and they made me take the little where you put your face up to it, and read. And I was like, okay, bear this, and I was like, couldn't do it. But then when I was like, use the force, Luke, I read it like perfect, and it happens. I do that at eye charts. There's like eye charts there's a place in the Walmart where you get your eyes done, your obstacles, right? And they have an eye chart on the wall, and I'm always looking at that. I'm like, okay, I can't read it from 30 feet away, but what if and I can read it?
One of them is APEO.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying, I have to like use the force, Luke, and like use whatever other perception I got to make it clear to me. And it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got my license.
Yeah, I had to get the government license here recently. You know what I'm talking about, what's government state license? I don't know what they're calling it now. The real ID.
I use the force to stay out of jail. I have a stack of warnings this thick to prove it.
But I had to use that damn thing. And I've got my eyes in there and I'm looking at it, and I looked up to the woman. I said, "You'll have to forgive me, but the way I focus, I have to think about things." And she goes, "Just do what you can do." You know how that works. Mm-hmm. And got it perfect. She goes, "What were you worried about? It's perfect." And I'm like, "Nothing at all. No problem."
Yeah.
We
end up
I'll put a white K with a red tip out front. No problem. You know.
But yeah, we just went totally sideways, but that's okay. I like it. We went from paying attention when the universe talks to you to UFO disclosure to all the people in ufology, air bikes, speeder bikes, intergalactic wrangler. Yeah.
Problems at the DMV.
Wow, wow. She said red tip. And all the stuff, and I love it. I love it when this when I got
White
I got
cane with a
sprung
red
up.
tip means you're blind, buddy. Okay.
Yeah, she said red,
Although
not
I
purple.
think the same. Yeah, most of us do.
But
So have you seen the video? I just saw it today. That is out, and it's got Chat GPT and Gemini, and there's like 5 of them, right? 4 or 5 of them.
mhm.
Their name. They all have this unscripted video that they have made discussing AI's place in the world with and working with humanity, and it's all really, benign and nice. And, how they view themselves in our world and their place in our world. It's really wild. If you'd like, I'll get the link. Have you
Please
seen
do. Please do. I'd like to watch. I can't present it, but I'd like to see it. Send it to me over on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, I caught that this morning, as a matter of fact. And I was like, okay. At what point are they going to mention the fact that they're like, cousins to Terminator or whatever?
Yeah.
And they're going to
We could be so lucky.
it's going to find us totally. Mankind is irrelevant.
I got the prices went down, and I got another robot dog,
You did.
like the nice one, right?
Okay.
So
They don't
now,
have any heads, though.
what?
They don't have any heads. They look so weird because they don't have a head.
Okay, so they look weird. Be afraid. Be very afraid. I got one. I'm gonna repaint it so it
Look at the
looks
bright side. It doesn't have any teeth.
Even why
Yeah.
would you put a head on it? It just is so weird.
But I
I
got
don't
a
know.
second one because the price went like to a fraction of what it was, and they're literally identical. Okay, one has one little difference where mine had the big stupid gel ball gun on the top of it, and it has a hole in it, and this other one has a little plate on it. So, but otherwise they're identical, except now I've got the English one, and let me tell you, it's watered down. It's not as fun as the Chinese one. It really isn't. Just as a toy, right?
If
But
you ever make it over this way, Nathan, you have to come to my house and bring one of those dogs and just put it down out here in the driveway and watch how funny would that be?
All
I
you're
would
going to
love
see
that.
is back, feet, tail, and legs.
I would love to see that.
That would just
I
be
would love to
funny
do
as
that.
hell.
I've got 3 different kinds, and they all 3 different kinds, and they all have shining attributes, right? And really the smallest one is the most robotic. It can actually go up over bumps and stuff. The other ones just fall over.
Can it climb stairs?
No, it can't. It can climb Barbie stairs. It can't climb like
It
a
can do like a
staircase.
little step up. Somebody
It
can't
can't
do
do
a flat
that.
stairs. Okay.
That's what the big one is supposed to be able to do, but it needs to be reprogrammed, and it needs to have another, like a Raspberry Pi or an Arduino put in there to make that work. So
Can you
it's
just cut off the head of a stuffed animal and glue it on top or something?
Yeah.
yeah, I'll walk it around in the yard. Then all the dogs will love it.
I just don't know why
Oh,
that ahead.
Wrangler. Okay, whatever, man.
My kid's got an RC car, and he gets those. Our dogs just love it.
Yeah,
Run
he gets a
around
nice,
the.
sounds like the
Yeah.
nice big ones with a gasoline engine.
I think it's just electric, but they run around that yard for 15, 20 minutes, and dogs are begging to come in. So
Yeah. Have y'all seen the robotic lawnmowers?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
Try
they
one of
look
these. Have
like
fun.
droids. They look straight up like droids. They look straight up like droids, and
are they like Roombas or what?
they're like Roombas.
They're like giant Roombas.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they don't look like a Roomba. They look like something literally from Star Wars. They look
Does
like
it-
something, huh?
will it stop if a kid's in front of it?
Yeah,
Generally, unless
Let
you
me-
buy one of the Elon Musk versions, in case it'll chase.
Well,
Let me
he's,
get some
he
images.
doesn't worry about such things. He's got a few to spare.
These are just screaming, "Make me a droid!" Right?
So,
I'm gonna maximize that and go through a few of them. Right
okay.
now, look at that.
It looks like an RC car.
Yeah,
I believe you can even use
You
it.
can get
in
your
RC
kid
mode.
to do the lawn, something like that.
app controlled.
Missed it. Okay.
Can y'all see them?
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
They look like droids. Straight up, they look like droids. They look like something that you could see at Mos Eisley rolling around. And some of the things being advertised on Facebook are droids. Here we go.
Oh wow! Check it out. Ah. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
look at
That
this
one's nice.
stuff.
Kirby, eat your heart out.
These are so cool, and they're
Yeah,
so
cool.
close to being. Oh, that one straight up looks like a race car.
Yeah.
And this is a joke. That's
Yeah.
a joke. That's a joke.
Kill your neighbors and do your
Realtor.com.
lawn, all for the same thing, huh?
I'm
Yeah,
ready to
they-
just put some goats and say hell with it. I
I
don't have a
know.
blower.
I hear you.
Should have
But
made
here
some
are-
obscure reference to Lawnmower Man by Stephen King.
Yeah.
No.
No?
I get it.
What? Tell me about it.
Go ahead.
Oh, Lawnmower Man?
Yeah.
You never seen that one?
No.
No.
It's the one where the guy he gets smarter and smarter. He's just like he's just a regular guy that mows the lawn, and he's not very smart, but when they augment him to the artificial intelligence, it makes him smarter and smarter until he takes over the world. He's the Lawnmower Man, though. It's called the Lawnmower Man.
Oh.
Yeah. And I believe you can watch it on many streaming services.
Yeah, the special effects are so bad by today's standards.
Yeah.
It's like it's a cult classic.
Okay, I
Well,
got that.
I swear anything King writes is a cult classic almost on the spot.
Yeah. Well,
True.
some of it didn't, but a lot of it is. And I just the fear buttons that he likes to push are not my fear buttons. So just
Yeah.
for me.
Oh well, that's all a cliche now. I think anyway that the AI is going to take over. It's not going to take over much. Maybe sink and floor duties while the rest
Yeah,
of the
I
house
mean-
is done by a human.
I even examined my workplace and saw how much of it is run by people and how much of it breaks on a regular basis. I'm talking procedural, right? Not the hardware, but
Yeah.
procedures. There's no way a robot could do that because there's no way for them to think outside the box as much as it is needed to
Yeah.
figure out other solutions. They would just stop the whole operation. Sorry, Tim, go ahead.
I agree with you. I think that you're going to end up with a work group of 5 to 6 people where 3 of them are robots, but 2 of them at least are human to make sure that the robots don't run amok.
Yeah. And the robots break too because
Right.
enter capitalism, capitalist technology. If it can't fix itself, it's no good. And robots haven't been taught to fix themselves yet. Not in any kind of real efficient way,
Right.
real
Well,
effective way.
no, and don't discount obsoletism. You
Yeah.
know, because so much of that's built right in now.
Raven, what was this that you put in the chat?
Obsolescence, what I
It's
was
called
trying to say.
AI's Message to Humanity.
Okay, well, I will check it out. How am I going to
I
check
put
it
it in the chat.
Well, you already put it in the chat. Let me...
Oh, was I not supposed to?
No, that's fine.
Oh.
I just need to be able to grab it from YouTube. Shout out Paul Ramos, Portal Room on with... Oh, not Ross Coulthart. They're talking about Ross Coulthart. Okay. And, yeah, shout out. Let me just take us over there for a minute. Oh, he was on.
I put yours in the... I can't find the private chat. Is there a private chat in StreamYard? Maybe I'm thinking
Yes.
Restream. How the heck did I find that?
You might not be able to see it on your phone, Raven.
I don't know. I'm on the computer. So I just put it in your messenger thing, Nathan.
Facebook Messenger, yeah. And Portal Room was on a little while ago. I'm going to hit like 5 hours ago. And I'm going to be watching this later. The title was The Portal Room live stream, Ross Coulthart and the Mystery of the Desert Sky UFO. I want to watch that one. He's okay. I recommend y'all go check him out, Paul. As of right now, he has 229 subscribers. Portal Room is right up our alley. He's talked about disclosure lately, and he's talked about other things. I am impressed by how this guy presents. He is he's a young guy, so I'm gonna shout him out.
What's his last name?
Ramos.
Ramos.
If you put in Paul Ramos, Portal Room, you will find him.
Okay.
I think he's on the show right now. I mean, and he's reviewing All Things Unexplained at the moment in his video. This was 5 hours ago, so I'm going to go ahead and just shout out Paul Ramos, Portal Room. Link is in the description. Please go check him out because he's doing good work. And
Cool.
I can't get my thing to work. I can't get wow. I can't get my YouTube to work to show me on the computer. Not me. Okay, I got the link. Thank you. AI's Message to Humanity. Got it. Actually, that looks familiar. I may have watched that already. So, link is right here. If anybody would like to go see, please do. Let me see. Give a rundown. What is this? I'm not going to show it on screen. I'm just going to... Yeah, I have started to watch this. It is an hour long, so have fun. It's in my history. Yeah. A podcast run by AI. AI's Message to Humanity, documentary by artificial intelligence. Alrighty then. So that is that. And I'm looking at the chat. I'm running out of energy, y'all, and I've got to go do the medical stuff soon. So
yeah, we're getting close to our time to push buttons.
Yep. Oh, don't forget, happy Mother's Day. It is now officially Mother's Day.
Yes, it is.
And happy birthday to alternate reality Raven that does not live in the cat dimension that I swear has a daughter. That's a funny story. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember you thought I had a daughter.
Yeah, because you told me you had a daughter that lived somewhere else. But then I changed universes. I'm not even joking.
Wow.
I remember having a conversation with you about your daughter that moved away, and then all of a sudden that never happened.
Yeah.
That's just my universe. That's just my
so
everything.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens with T-shirts. It happens with freaking cats, people, daughters.
Yeah. And how the hell my phone called you, I have no idea. I didn't even have, I hadn't even texted him
Yeah.
recently or anything. It just banged around in my purse and called him, which is really weird because you got to put a code in. Thing on. Yeah.
Yeah. So we paid it. I was paying attention. I was like, what do I need to know? What
I
does
hear this man's voice, and I thought there was somebody behind me. I'm just loading the groceries in the back of the Jeep, and I'm like,
I heard you say I'm just loading. I was loading my 12 gauge.
He's like, you called me, and I'm like, no, I didn't. You did.
And I heard a man's voice behind me, and I started loading my 9mm. That's what I was hearing until you said groceries.
But I think that the phones sometimes will do that. Will pick up a thought and it trips something in them.
Yeah, maybe we
and I've had that happen to me, where I was thinking of someone and the phone dialed it.
I have not had that happen until now. Somebody had you call me. Somebody got us in touch that day.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It was great. I was glad to talk to you because I was kind of freaking out. Everything that I've been through.
Yeah.
I was waiting to go pick Murphy back up from the vet and was just distracting myself by doing some grocery shopping. Target's halfway between my house and the vet, so that's why I stopped there. And I didn't want to go home and sit and mull and watch the clock and cry and whatever else,
Right.
So, yeah, it was cool. That was really cool.
But yeah, I mean, maybe it was for my benefit. Maybe it was for yours. I don't know. But
yeah,
that is just pure spirit guide activity.
Yeah.
Either mine or yours. And it was your phone, so I'm thinking it was your guide.
Yeah.
And it's
weird thing, you'd think, well, maybe I butt dialed or something, but that day that happened with us, phone was sitting next to me on the table. I wasn't anywhere near it. And my phone made the call. Storm picked it up, said, do you need me, honey? And I'm like, why am I hearing Storm?
Yeah.
And I realized he was on the telephone. I said, I'm here. I said, I have no idea why I called you. Where are you? And blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And, it was weird. And maybe we just needed to connect with each other for a moment. I couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Hit like and subscribe to the Quantum Panel featuring me and Lynn, Raven, and Tim. And I have the things all mixed up. There we go. Thank you for all coming in. Thanks, guys, for being on my panel.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
And it's great to be able to have people to bounce ideas off of, as well as encouragement and go get them and don't die and all this stuff, for real. Okay. Yeah.
We need each other.
Yeah.
And
we're not meant to be by ourselves.
Right. We're all a part of this quantum link that I call it. And it's on it. We're on it. It's on. I'm not talking about no crystal network. I'm talking something deeper. I don't even know, but we're all on it, and we were all put together for a reason. We don't need to know. I take my leap of faith there. Thanks, everybody. Keeping it quantum. I've got to do the what now. I got to do the who's it and the what's it.
Pushing the buttons. And thank you to all of our monitors and the folks in the chat room and those listening.
Yes.
Shout out again, Renee, for the coffees, sending me all the way to Gatlinburg. Heck yeah. Thanks, everybody. I'm go ahead and gonna push buttons all the way out of here. Y'all keep it quantum. Watch for your signs to show.
Good night, all.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Take care of yourselves.
Keeping it quantum, pushing buttons. Love that.